here we are getting ready for chapter 11, live on Twitch, as we are every Tuesday, 8 p.m., even though at this point it's actually 8:30. But that's because we recorded some Patreon-only content for the first half hour, and also we're a little bit late. But anyway, here we are. We are back, and we are back with Lost Without a Trace. Wow! We are back with Scorched Ace 97. We are back with Ari Cypress Everly. We are back with most of Greymane Gaming, although he's missing part of a finger. And we are back with More Than 56, who's missing part of a hairline. So, when last we met, you guys had just murder-faced the crap out of the Null Chieftain, and then Adaya got run through by a planer who has the same employer she does, or did, because then we found out that Ari is no longer a diva and is now something far more mortal. And then we met Vindagor, who is the current ruler of the Black Fortress. And then it was time to separate out the loot.
By the way, the thing that you sent me, that is a item that is already in there. So I was able to just grab it. And
Really?
it. Yes, because I actually own that book, so it was just added.
Oh, okay. Then that's a recent update, because when I first put that in, it wasn't in there yet. So awesome.
Sorry.
Good job. Morden, if you look under magic items, you'll see there's a scaled ornament in there that has a tag for what the cloak pin actually looks like. So if you can just either drop it onto that or steal the icon or whichever. Any of that should work. Okay, so you guys have now separated out the loot. You guys have your section of the loot, and the Fountain View have their section of the loot, and we have a brand new feature that I have worked hard on this week. And it goes like this.
Oh.
Yeah. For those in the stream that don't know, because you guys have had streaming and have music the entire time, that music I was playing locally, so the players didn't get it. Now I can do sound effects and audio effects in-game, and they will hear it, and you will hear what they hear, instead of me trying to give you something that they don't hear. So we getting fancy up in here.
Slider volume control here.
Yep.
That's working.
So,
very nice.
What do you do next?
Okay, I would like to know the condition that Adaya is in. Like, does she have clothing? She's still obviously half passed out in my lap right now because we're just trying to pick her up.
She has clothing, armor, and weapons that she had on her at the time she died, transformed, was violently polymorphed. I don't know. Take your pick. So she is repped appropriately, and
gotcha.
Violently, but she is just in a altered state. So we have one against the first demon. Well, you have one against the first. They've won against the first lock that was holding the portal open. They have cracked one tumbler in the lock.
Out of, what was it, 9?
9. One for each level of hell.
Yay!
Yay!
Okie dokies. We need to get you on your feet, and we need to get back to town and the stuff. You think you can get up?
I just kind of look at her quizzically.
Stand!
I still kind of give the appearance of being in almost some sort of shock.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Twiggy will, in fact, because I've got the gloves, pick you up and gently hold you on your feet until you think you can stand under your own accord.
Right, yeah. I feel like I need to make a check to figure out how to stand. I know that sounds excessive, but
I mean,
Baby's first steps,
it's
honestly.
pretty reasonable that you'd be in a lot of pain right now. So,
right.
give me a Constitution save. Why not?
Constitution save,
Severe
sure.
trauma does weird things.
I'm gonna say, sure.
Yeah, you are very wobbly on your feet.
Wiggle wobbles.
A lot, and hearing strange things about state of constantly dying.
Well, you're not dying no more. I gave you biscuit.
Again, looking at you just quizzically. I don't understand what that means, even though I've watched you use them for days now.
I gave you the biscuit. Okay, you. This one is very much with the confusions. Take a pickles! Pickles! I call my Unithorn over to me and just like, okay, can we get you up? And then we take you back?
Trying to put me on a horse
Yes.
made of thorns.
Yes.
Okay, good luck with that.
Oh, you're wearing armor. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
We could probably use my horse instead, Twiggy.
I mean, you have a saddle. That's true. Okay.
There we go. Boop.
Okay. Do you want to try to get the ups, or are we going to put you on the horse?
All right. Yeah, haven't gotten as far as thinking of trying to remember how I've seen people do that.
Fine. Could you ask him to get down, and
functioning
then we'll put
enough
him on
yet
the back,
to
and then we'll
remember
give him
that.
the alley and the oops.
Vanwath and Alexander come over and, basically standing on either side of the horse, the
Yeah.
two super strong guys just kind of like position you and your armor on top of the horse.
Yes.
Okay.
I explained briefly how to handle the reins. Stay in the saddle.
I'm like hazedly taking things he hands me and so forth. Not sure how much it's sinking in.
Man, how about you just take reins and we'll walk it, okay? You're just gonna make sure you don't fall off.
Yeah, I was intending to walk beside.
Okay. Okie day. Okie dokie dokie. What hour is it? What time is it in here?
Oh, it was late when you set out.
Yes.
It is later now. It's probably approaching midnight.
Okay. Do we need to take a chunk of that
Dark.
back with us or anything to prove that it went poofty to people or
It's
anything?
11:26 right now.
There you go.
okay.
Okay. I can still see. Okay, that's good. I've checked my character card. I can still see.
Yes, your current character card has dark vision.
I still have dark vision. I am not completely blind. Okay, cool.
Cass, do you need to take a chunk of the thing that did the big booms or no?
I apologize. Oh, the tower?
Yeah.
For Twiggy and Cass, because
Sure.
they're both looking at it, no one else has yet.
Uh-huh.
Your passive perceptions are high enough. It has
Uh-huh.
collapsed into a pile of brimstone.
Ooh, it's smelly.
I'll take a piece of brimstone.
Okie doke.
I guess we all just head back now. Everybody else is okay to go back? Everybody from Fountain and from... We're okay, because it's beginning to smell worse and worse here.
Yeah, Luther's not saying anything, but he just nods.
Is it safe to travel at the moment?
Birdie's
I
like,
asked
well,
Mountain
it's
Dew.
probably safer to travel than it is to stay here, just in case there were any Knoll patrols still out anywhere.
And just so I remember, we're still level 4, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, you probably have all of your updated cards, but you haven't actually taken a rest yet. Therefore,
Understood. All right.
with the
then, yeah,
exception of
let's get going.
Adaya, I mean, she had a moment's pause, but I don't know that I would call it restful.
That was
But-
all restful, but
All right, then yeah, I'm ready to. Let's get
I'm
back.
going to say that your character is actually level 5. However, your character also
Fine.
has 1 level of exhaustion, so
yeah,
it's not really going to help.
yeah, and like 5 levels of shock, so it's fine.
There you go.
Let's get home.
I can't do much anyway right now.
Right.
In a small aside, I'm gonna ask Cass, like, Cass, you're gonna
So,
make sure.
sorry to cut in a little bit here. Deuce.
Yeah.
Is there any way to lower the volume?
You can
know
yourself. You
Yes.
can
Yes.
yourself go to the music tab and you can adjust the volume you want. Oh, you just turned it up.
No, I should have just turned it down.
turned it up
But
on
you
me.
can adjust
and it
your
did
own.
not affect it for me at all.
You can adjust your
How
own.
about
There's
that?
a slider.
Is it turning
Yep,
down
I've
right
turned-
now?
I've turned mine down a bit.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out where the music tab is.
All right, I'll tell you what. Let me do it
Looks
this
like
way.
joined AC. Do you know what that looks like?
There we go. That actually affected it. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because literally, I could not actually hear.
To be fair, I just figured out
first.
where my universal and global. Okay, so I have a volume setting and then global volume controls. The global
Ah.
volume controls are only for me, and the volume setting is for everyone. I thought it was the other way around. So when I
Right.
lowered this volume to be nice to everyone, I was only lowering mine and not yours.
Nice.
So there we go. Now I know how that
Yeah,
works.
I was lower affecting mine on currently playing as well, but other people's is affecting it. So
And out of technicality, if you don't want the music, we can technically turn off the music ourselves.
Yes.
If we don't want to hear it.
If you have a setting called global volume controls, which you might,
yes, I do.
these are under playlists, so you can just overall affect that.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also ambient and interface. Interface noises, I believe, would be like the dice rolls. Ambient would be any
Okay.
soundboards that I play.
Okay.
So there you go.
Gotcha. Cool. Nifties. Okay. Yay, that. Okay, so in a small aside, Twiggy's gonna go up to Cass and go, so you're gonna walk Luther back, right? Because he just had a phase.
I've got him.
Okay.
You-
So on the
Can you
way
run up?
back,
Okay.
everyone please roll me a d10.
Ooh.
Somebody missed.
Campfire mist.
There we go. Okay.
Luther missed.
Oh, and a camel mist.
It's
Yeah,
only
I-
the
My
players.
camel mist.
Only the players were important for that. So, okay. So we are going to now go. Let's delete the active encounter because it's no longer active.
Yeah.
Oh, and everybody is already on this map. Yay! That's helpful.
Adaya is not.
Adaya is not. Oop.
So I can't say. There I am.
Also, for what it's worth, we're going to do a non-mounted Van Wath and a Warhorse so that we can put Adaya there. There we go.
I was about to say I'd be
Just who's mounted
walking.
me.
I'll be walking as well next to Luther.
Okay.
If no one else is riding, I'll be walking.
That's a good point.
Plus, my camel's pretty hurt. I think he's at like a third of his hit points,
It's a pretty beat up camel.
Pretty big up camel.
which I'm very happy about because I didn't take a single lick of damage.
That was kind of the point.
That was the
But
point, and it worked
Just
fantastic.
so happy. The amount of attacks done and points soaked and then like advantage given by all of the mounts. Oh, I'm so happy with how that worked out.
They definitely did their job.
Yeah, I think the only one who was seriously hurt out of us was Luther.
But at the same time, I'm going to contribute your survival and your effectiveness, a great part to having Luna there to Aruna, so you could, have advantage. And she definitely took some hits that were swung at her rather than at you. So
And helped take out targets that were attacking you faster than you could take them out yourself.
yes.
I mean, all in all, it was effective. Okay, so you were on the walk back.
Items are in your inventory now.
Grazie. And you see, did I make a cool stream thing for this yet? I don't think I did. No. Okay. We'll just have to go with a picture in the corner. But I've made my pictures kind of bigger. You see, off in a thiswardly direction, this character.
There's a rock in the way.
Then you don't.
And then I don't.
I seem to have a character on this map.
Yes, you do. Oh, you know why? Because you no longer have that character.
Oh.
Boop.
Okay. Thank you. Look, I can see. Yay.
So, what do you do?
Well, if that's between us and town, we're still going towards it. So
Why are
we're
we
going back
slowing
to town.
down?
Okay, everybody move forward.
What looks to be a knoll ahead.
Hey, Luther. Slow down, buddy.
Yeah, Cass. Fine.
Okay, so when you guys get there, so everybody's going to basically take a move. I'll handle the animal train
Thank you.
and the NPCs.
So many.
Ooh,
They move in a perfect formation.
somebody just formationed the NPCs. That was
can
helpful.
Select. You can group select.
But you have them in a formation like that, yes.
Anything that you can move, you can group select. I can group select everything. All right,
That's helpful.
so this figure comes forward about this far.
And this is a knoll, correct? Or how?
This is definitely a null.
Okay.
Comes forward about this far, so she would have taken one normal move. You see her shield. She starts growling something because that's what gnolls do.
Sure.
And the emblem on her shield begins to glow.
Do I recognize the emblem?
Give
Have I
me
seen it at all?
give me a religion check.
Hey, I'm actually good at this. 14.
I'm actually
think you got a
gonna roll
13.
1 too, because it looks like something that would instinctively pop into my head if it were there.
14, 13, and 12.
Okay.
Let me guess. We needed a 15 or better.
Probably.
I mean, that's possible.
It's a religion type thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, religion.
Would I be? Well, I'm not proficient, so
You can still roll. In this case, you can still roll.
probably not good enough.
Nope. However,
Our paladin has a -2 to religion.
yes.
Oof.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's a beat stick.
I'm fixing the volume. First playthrough, I'm going to have to do that on everything. I'm just going to have to, do them as they come up. The three closest characters, which happen to at this point be Twiggy, Cass, and Luther. Thank you, Sadie. You all find that you are the recipients of a bless spell. and she takes the javelin she is holding and the 4 that are sheathed and takes them out and starts like tip pointing them into the ground where she stands.
Hail, friend.
Or at least this one looks like it wants to talk.
Can I
The,
do something a little
I'll-
more formal?
I'll relay to the Fountain View 5 who have not understood that we got blessed. I'll be like, that was positive magic she just put on us, so, or they just put on us. So it wasn't a hostile spell.
Doke.
Birdie goes, that was a bless spell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And knows nothing else for the rest of the night.
Your last brain cell and it died.
Used it all up. It's just that dumbfounded by it.
I think we'll be fine. So I'm actually going to use, if I can, my spell book allows me to once a day use a ritual spell immediately.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that to use detect magic just to see what's going on.
What's the range on the tech magic? And was that you measuring to see if you were within range?
That actually wasn't me measuring,
Okay.
but
That was Luther. That was
so
me
it's 30
measuring
feet.
to
So
see
I
if
have to
Luther
get.
was
I do have to get closer, but
Yeah.
that way it's at least up for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, at
for
the
when
moment-
I get in range. I
At the
see it.
moment, you and all of your companions are glowing.
Beautiful.
Yes. We are very magic.
She is not glowing, but she is also not within range.
Not within range yet.
Once I should go say hello.
I concur.
I'm saying this for the benefit of the audience. I try to do detect good and evil, only to realize that it's not working.
Correct.
There's nothing visible for the party to notice unless you happen to catch me
But yeah,
making yet another weird gesture.
Adaya does the thing that she immediately does as soon as she ever meets anyone, which is to stare at them and breathe deeply. And for some reason, you detect nothing.
Yeah.
You
Like a very
literally
active
have
nothing.
lost an entire sense.
Yeah, so you might see if anyone cared to look like my reaction would be very quiet, right? But it would just be like a weird wide-eyed.
It would be you would be extremely disconcerted all of a sudden for
Yeah,
no
like
apparent
a
reason.
really disoriented look, kind of. Yeah,
Not-
like a wide-eyed, disoriented, like not breathing for a second, kind of look.
Not yet, Sadie.
And Marcus calls up to you. It's like, hey, Cass.
Yo.
Marcus being, of course, Marcus. I don't know exactly what this means, but that shield that it's carrying, that's an elder glyph. Elder glyphs are basically emblems that were caused at like the point of creation of the world. They are the primordial essence that both magic and religion comes from. Okay?
By him saying that doesn't spark me to know anything more yet, right?
Correct. And it's the glyph for ambition.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I had a feeling it was relevant. So,
Let's be aware. Let's be ready.
yeah.
Okay, well, Twiggy gonna go say hi, okay, day? Like, I'm
Luther-
fine.
Luther has walked,
Yeah. Yep.
25
I'm
feet forward to make sure he's within 30 feet of the
and
target.
I'm staying hot
Right.
on Luther's tail right now.
Okay.
Right. Twiggy's pulling a little ahead, going, "Hello."
Which at this point I am within 30. So what do I see that's glowing?
Yeah, Luther was. Marcus is just hanging back because he knows wherever he is, everybody's in range, so he doesn't care.
Fair.
Like if it's on the map, Marcus can hit it.
This is like that. Which is something we appreciate and value greatly in a Marcus.
Okay, on the knoll, who is equipped, who is repped 100% accurately.
Mhm.
The only thing that's glowing is the glyph on the shield.
So it's not even the shield, it's just
The
glyph.
shield is not magical. You are assuming because the glyph glowed when the spell was incanted, and then it's glowing now, and with the specific aura that it is glowing, you assume that is a holy symbol, and that it was a holy symbol recently in use for the incantation of magic.
Okay.
However, that in and of itself doesn't give you any other information.
Right. I will
Luther would just say hello in the 4 languages that he has: Common, Elvish, Giant, and Infernal. See if she answers back.
She does not.
do I know do gnolls, I mean, in their camp, do we see writing of any kind?
Gnolls have a language, and you know that gnolls have a language, and you know that none of you know it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm going to is the gnoll in front of us just standing there?
Jammed all of its weapons basically into the
Yeah,
ground.
she has
pointed
jammed her
front.
weapons into the ground. She has not yet taken any further action because it's in the middle of your actions. As long as no one does anything that requires initiative, we're just going to assume that this is just going to play the way it plays.
Okay. Am I allowed to do another action since I already did a different action?
What do you want to try to do?
I'm going to use up my last spell slot to do Comprehend Language,
Okay.
and I'm assuming they're not talking, so I'm going to probably pull out... Hold on, let me see what I have.
Does that mean he could read the glyph
Honestly,
now?
I'm gonna flip over. I'm gonna pull out. I'm just shuffling through my bag to try to find anything that's paper. I'll
Okay.
pull out the letter from the colleague, turn it to the like a blank backside, and offer the pen and the paper,
Okay.
just in case they want to write, and I'll be able to understand it if they do write.
Okay. I don't know if you noticed, but since you brought it up, the letter from a colleague.
I did see it.
Okay.
I did see it's been updated, and I've read it a couple times to try to figure out to see if there's any information I need. But I do turn it to the backside where it's not written, and try to just make a motion of go ahead and this is how we're gonna have to talk. Because I don't have tongues, but I can understand. If they do say anything, I can also understand it. I just can't speak to it. Them. I keep saying
Okay.
it. Probably will.
So you stand there holding a piece of paper and a pencil, or a piece of paper and a writing implement. And she nods and puts her hand on top of the holy symbol.
Can I read? I'm gonna slowly go and touch her shield if she lets me.
So you're
So
gonna
I'm
come within
touching it.
5 feet?
Yeah, I mean, Cass would assume this is probably an invitation.
Okay.
So Cass will
She appears
very,
nervous.
very slowly.
She appears nervous and skittish, but you're moving slowly enough that she's assuming that everything's on the up and up, so she doesn't do anything that Cass would regret.
Initiative.
Right. So then I will just again very slowly, making sure like maintaining eye contact to make sure if there's any
Okay.
jumping, I'm pulling back, but I would like to try to touch the shield.
It is made of wood and has paint on it.
Wonderful. I can, if it is the rune I guess we already know it means ambition, so I guess that doesn't help much. I can't read the rune besides it saying ambition, then probably.
Correct. Because a
Answer,
rune is
any
at
ideas?
because a rune is at all at once 1,000,000 words and none of them.
Any ideas, anybody?
Concept.
I'm gonna once again offer the pen.
She reaches into a pouch,
Okay.
pausing to see if anybody goes trigger happy. And you see she pulls out a small carved figurine and like has it in her paw and is moving her paw towards you so that it's like in that 3 feet of reachable space between the two of you.
What is the figurine?
It's a carving of you.
Oh God!
And it is and if you give me a investigation check real quick.
I should be good at this as well. Oh, that was almost a natural 20, but it's still a 16.
And the stone is worn. It's not a new carving.
Why? I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna go as if I'm assuming they're offering it to me, so I'm gonna go to grab it.
Okay. Well, you know it's not magical because if it was
Right,
magical,
it wouldn't float.
it would be glowing right now, and it's not.
Anyone, any ideas?
Apparently, she wants you.
Luther,
She's gonna walk up
Luther, you've
and put her
moved up
hand
there.
in a pouch.
Right.
And
Luther's
she's
making sure to
rummaging
stay
around.
10 feet away, but he's outside of reach because he doesn't want to crowd her and cause her to freak out. But if she at any point looks like she's skittish, he would stop.
Yeah, no.
Like-
Tweety cover. She's got her own hand rubbing in a pouch, and she pulls out a Boo Boo biscuit, and she's offering it back like you're offering a thing. And she's like, "Get the Boo Boo biscuit." Yeah, right.
So, Cass, when do you learn how to speak every language ever known?
Unfortunately, that's tongues spell, and I don't have that yet.
Right, but that wasn't the question. When do you learn it?
As soon as I believe that my ability,
I'll start
and
believing.
my connection to the weave is strong enough.
So what did you do, Twiggy?
I came up to her and offered her a Boo Boo biscuit.
Okay. You offer her a biscuit. And as you offer her a biscuit, she reaches in and pulls out another figure.
Uh-oh.
And it looks like you, but not the way you're currently dressed.
Oh.
Okay.
I will-
You see Luther tilt his head looking at it going, well, this is getting awkward.
I'm gonna point to the figurine and then motion to the rest of the crew, as in one for everyone.
She pulls out one for Luther.
Because Luther probably is not in
is
the
right.
bird, right?
What's that?
He's in the bird outfit right now. Well,
Correct.
technically. So he is the figurine.
No, it is
in
not.
that? Okay.
It is in fact
When-
not in any armor whatsoever.
Does Luther recognize the actual statue is supposed to be him?
You recognize the statue as you,
Okay.
but this Luther's figure, maybe it was carved first, maybe it was mishandled, however old these are, where the features on the other ones are still well defined, like they were carved into the stone and then the stone got tumbled a bit, but only got tumbled a little bit, so you can still perfectly make out all the cuts. On Luther's, the cuts don't seem to be as well defined, almost like the stone has been over tumbled or smoothed. And then she also pulls out one for Vanwath. And Vanwath's is in the armor of his order, which is not the armor that he's currently wearing.
And what about? And he gave one to Twiggy, or they gave one to Twiggy, right?
Yes.
So, question DM about the world.
Okay.
So obviously, there's a bunch of different languages. Do they all have their own numeric system, or does numbers kind of correlate from one to another?
A little bit of both. Like some correlate, some don't. Some systems have better counting than others.
Can I see
1, 2, and 3 usually work just about anywhere. Bigger than that, it gets funky.
So
Beyond that, sometimes it becomes many.
I'm going to try my best to sketch out on the back of this sheet with my special code. I want to try to almost draw Pictionary style, looking for us. So almost like eyes, as best as I can guess, seeing some Null language, what their 4 might be,
Okay.
and then the kind of a really rough sketch of the party, put like a question mark and show the Null.
It mostly shakes its head positive, you
Okay.
think? Not being familiar with Null etiquette?
Hey, Birdie, any chance you can try having a conversation like we did with the other Null?
That would work. I will wave
I-
my pen across.
I can tomorrow.
Okay.
Hmm.
Hi, Jay.
So now the question becomes, what do we do?
If all we need is for them to talk. If they talk, I can hear them and understand them. I can't relay the information. I'm going to
Right. No, I understand.
Pictionary
Cass.
style. Can I make you can speak?
So you can understand what word she says if she's...
I can hear and I can understand. I just can't speak it. That's where we were having Birdie speak,
Right.
and then I was translating behind what they were responding with.
So you hear and understand her say yes.
And I will, like, thumbs up, like, good. What do we want to know?
Why does she have things of us?
Why figurine?
Why?
You
So-
get probably not in reference to what you just think that you asked. Just so
Okay.
you can tell that it's probably unrelated.
Okay.
Want to travel with you.
I will relay. They want to travel with us.
They want to come too? Okay, I'm Twiggy. Who are you?
If we can, if we can make it home and I can have a little bit of cash, I might be able to take part of the night, not much, but like a couple minutes of tonight to figure out, and well, again, depending on how fast Harper responds, I might be able to learn a spell that allows me to speak this language as well. But that would require us getting back to home. So so do we trust them to come with us?
Yeah.
Birdie, I'm assuming you guys have never seen this individual before, right?
No. No.
So
No?
Okay.
She's
So
here, and she's got us, and she's been looking for us.
yeah.
Once again, I'm gonna try to do Pictionary while they're talking and write Cass on the page, show it, and then point to me.
Okay.
I'm assuming they make like a motion of I understand, hopefully.
You hear kind of translated, but also the way she says it at the same time. You hear the word Lyra.
Lyra.
Yeah. It sounds like Lyra in your head. And it sounds a little bit more guttural audially to you and everyone else. More like a...
So I will relay. Sounds like their name is Lyra.
Lyra. Okay. Hi. Hi. Hello. You coming with us? Okay.
Just kind of like nervously looking back and forth. You know, being outnumbered 10 to 1 will make people awkward.
Twiggy wants to go up to one of the weapons that she is stuck into the ground, and with Twiggy's left hand, it's doing it very gently with like 2 fingers, pick it up out of the ground and hand it back.
She takes it back and puts it on her back.
Come on. We got to get the rest of them. Come on. You got to come with us. You got to come with us.
I will this is going to be something that's going to be fun to test. I will try to, in my head, to Adaya say, what is your what is your read on this individual? Now, I don't know if Adaya can respond.
Adaya, you heard him talk in your head.
Did I?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sitting there waiting for a response.
So now give him your response in your head.
Okay.
Don't sense anything.
By the way, Cass, you didn't hear that. Yeah.
So I'm
No.
going to actively turn.
She
and,
assumes she just said that to you because this is the way your conversations have always worked, but it
Right.
doesn't right now.
I'm gonna after sitting and hearing nothing, I'm gonna turn and give almost a "Are you not gonna respond?" type look, eye to eye,
Right, like you look at me.
and I'm going to
confused.
try again and say, "You can hear me, correct?"
Yes. Do you hear me?
I'm gonna lead, not
Okay.
even. I'm not gonna shake or anything. I'm gonna turn to Gray and.
Okay.
What is your read? I can't get a hold of Adaya.
I just went all wide-eyed because I think I
Right.
just figured it out.
I actually have a use of divine sense left.
Okay.
So, let's see. I think I was doing that right.
And knowing that Gray can't respond, I will.
Presence
as I
of strong
always
eagle
do.
triggers your senses like a noxious odor and good, powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover. You know the
She is
type.
55 feet.
Okay.
So,
And obviously, I will end because I know he can't respond.
Right.
Shake yes for good, shake no for bad. Because obviously, I have to do that.
Well, then you also detect the presence of any object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. Okay.
I look really disturbed.
You
In case
do
anyone's
not detect. You detect.
pancakes.
Pancakes.
Tasty.
Sorry, I've been on a pancake kick the last few days.
Pancake? What?
You
They
detect
sound very good.
2 celestial entities within a 60-foot radius that are not yourself. You detect 0 infernal or undead entities within 60 feet that are not yourself.
Okay.
And you detect that the glyph on her shield is consecrated.
Though,
And
I
very
look-
clearly consecrated, not desecrated.
I look at Cass and I nod my head toward the shield and go, "It's consecrated."
Okay, that's good enough for me. In Luther's head, what's your feel? Good or bad? Yes or no?
My feel is there's so many of us, it doesn't matter if we take her with us or not.
You didn't feel that way when Vindigor showed up.
I was about to say Luther is in. Okay, good to know.
Luther is absolutely.
There's a
he's not
monster
smiling.
of practicality right now.
Yeah.
If you look Luther directly in the face right now, Luther is not smiling. He does not look happy. He is the exact opposite of what he was during the fight.
Okay. All right.
So is Adaya, actually. The exact opposite of
I was
what he
about
was
to
in the fight.
I mean, that
We
is
got
true.
two.
Apparently.
All right, let's.
Okay.
I mean,
I got that out of the way in session 0.
I'm gonna help Lyra gather up the rest of her things and you go, okay, come on, go back to the thing now. Yes.
I will to the Fountain View. How often do you guys just find random people who want to join your crew?
They found us. Don't talk about it.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was going to say, well, there was you guys.
Fair enough. All right, I'm good with that.
Okay. There are no further incidents between now and you guys making it back to Eastgate, at which point the two groups will... What?
The entire way back, just because I know exactly how somber and crazy everything is, Twiggy is just going to be a never-ending stream of Twiggy babble as she's going along. Just to be either a distraction, focus, or just continue heading this way because you're not looking. So here, follow the sound of Twiggy as she mumbles on about everything. And she knows Laura can't understand, but she's still going to tell her all about how we got here to this point from
About 5 minutes later, I can no longer
Already
understand it.
tuned her out.
Yep.
No,
I
I
am
can no longer
slowly-
understand the Knoll at all.
I am slowly transitioning from shocked and disoriented looking to mildly agitated, frustrated looking
Reasonable. Okay,
by the time we get back.
so we are going to
Still not
cut
doing much, but
to Eastgate.
yep.
Need to drop new characters for a couple people. And I'm just kind of putting everyone in this area. It doesn't mean that's where you're staying for obvious reasons, but you know, half the group was already here, so it just made it easier.
Sure, gotcha.
Mine hasn't caught up yet anyway.
Your
See
new
it on
ones.
stream.
You should be able to also just click on Eastgate, and it should allow you to just jump there
okay.
since we all have access to that
Over.
scene.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That's why I didn't activate it, because I knew you guys could jump there, but it's good to activate it
Gotcha.
anyway. Okay. So,
There we are.
we are now going to assume that you guys have some downtime to recover from crazy shitness going on. And also time to try to do a couple like individual things. How much downtime you have is going to be determined by the attribute classes.paladin levels was not present in the provided in the role data.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix something on
Okay.
on Gray's sheet. I wasn't going to bother you with it. And let
That's
something happen.
okay, as long as I know why that's happening.
I'm not a paladin anymore. Yes.
She absorbed the religious magic out of you.
I mean, we can work on you not being a paladin. There's ways to make that happen.
Playing this campaign, real easy.
So we're taking multiple, possibly days of downtime at this point, correct?
Yes.
So we can do a long rest, basically.
Yeah, you're definitely doing a long rest. It's really how much beyond a long rest you want to do is up to you guys.
Okay, well, we got the back safely, and Twiggy has a list of people that she has to make summoning salads for their own things, like the Fountain View crew, and now apparently Adaya, because she can't fly no more, so she's going to need her own mount. So Twiggy's going to start with those.
Oh shit.
Any extras you make, and I'll see if I can sell them with some of the stuff that we.
Well, if we went to work, I could do about 2 a day. So it's going to take Fountain View, Adaya, heck, Lyra, if she wants one. That's 3 days, and then there'd be however many days times that number by 2, and ta-da, that's how many salads I can make. But that would be the way to get the monies.
I was about to say I will ask
and get the
for.
things.
I was about to say I will ask for. Can I have my allotment?
It is in the
cash?
loot folder.
Can you see if you am I observer of it?
Now everybody is.
Yep, now I can see it. Thank you. Can I will go to Luther. Has Luther changed now that it might have been like a day? Is he back to his rowdy self or no?
Luther is a lot closer to the way he was. He is not. I won't say that like he's 100%.
Right.
He's still doing everything that he would normally have been doing, and he does joke and such, just like he did before. But
There's
something's
still
bothering
something
him.
off.
Something's bothering him clearly, but it's not. You're not 100% certain like what that is.
Hey Luther, you got a second?
Yeah, Cass, what's up?
A couple things. One, I know I asked you to hold on to some of the cash, but can I kind of have my allowance? I
How
don't know
much
if
did you
that's-
want?
To be honest, kind of as much as I'm able to have without taking too much.
So let's start here. What are you trying to buy? Because the last time I gave you money, you threw 400 gold at a problem that didn't even need to do.
Well, so there's a couple spells that I know about, but have not had the time to look into and research, that if I'm able to procure a spell scroll of would help us in multiple situations. Like, for example, I might be able to learn the magic necessary to talk to our new friend.
Okay.
There's a couple of spells that I know I could probably really use.
Okay. So the question then becomes, how much are these spells going to cost you?
Well,
'Cause there's not really an allotment here. It's just as something comes up, we're kind of dishing it out as needed. But I'm not going to hand you over all of the money unless there's a reason for it.
so all right. So from what it
Yes,
seems,
that is correct, Gray.
so that'd be that plus. In order to get just the spell necessary to talk to our friend, I need 950 gold. I believe, let me make sure. This did not have it. It did not. So in order to see that, I need 950 gold just for that one spell. Another spell that I think could be pretty helpful right away is a spell that allows me to send messages from a large distance.
Okay.
That one will cost me 1,050. Now, again, this might be a whole party conversation. I don't want to exclude anyone.
That is a lot of money. I think you need to.
All right, I will.
You need to have
give
that
me-
conversation because
Let
I
me
don't
round
know
up the
if we
crew.
even have that much.
Let me round up the crew. Twiggy, I'll go to the kitchen, and I'm probably hearing banging of pots
yes.
and pans, so I'll
Heck yeah.
knock on the door.
I'd
Twiggy?
like to make it known that about 30 seconds after the first time we're here that Cass leaves the room, I completely freak out and run the direction he left the room.
Well, that's a thing.
Oh, no.
I will by this time probably.
Oh, no.
By this
First time
time, I will
Cass has to go
probably-
to the bathroom without a Daya in his head.
I would assume that Adaya probably shut her connection when I went to the restroom, so I would assume that Adaya would probably be like, okay, I know I can't follow him in there, but
No, she's been following you in there your entire existence. You have no secrets from her.
but I'm assuming at this point it might be a night later or something, so knocking on the wood. Twiggy?
Yes, at the bonk, clunk, clunk, clunk. They did a little wagga, 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 wagga,
right,
wagga. Some
so-
dish goes rolling around.
As Cass comes over to the kitchen, we're going to set this for a minute. We're going to say that you are in here doing Twiggy things.
I was gonna say, I probably was in here. I don't know where Luther usually hangs out.
Probably involving making more of your, summon steed salads.
Yes.
Lyra is watching and is over here, a safe distance away, but watching you preparing
prep
your
work.
spells.
The fascination of stirring spoon doing the stirring while I'm going to go chop other things up.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm assuming Adaya is probably like right on my tail.
Pretty much.
So that's what was happening when Cass comes in,
Okay.
Pop, pop, pop.
Thanks.
and Lyra points to the pot that Twiggy is currently cooking in,
Mhm.
and says, "Magic."
Very
Comment?
good. Yes, it's
No.
the magics. We are making the magics, the cookings of magics. Very good, Lara. Yee.
I will at that point hand her a small treat.
I'm like, we are working on it. Magics.
Nice. Do you have a moment for a group meeting?
Yeah, I'm in the making of the things, but you can talk here, or I can poke my head in. I shouldn't leave
I
it too
will-
long. It needs to keep stirring.
I can bring everyone in here.
Okay, here we do the big stirring. Yes.
Let me go fetch Luther and Venwith, and I will peek my head back in. Luther, can you come to the kitchen, please? It sounds like Twiggy can't really leave what she's doing, which makes sense. And I look back at Adaya, and then I just kind of was like gonna say, "You can wait in there," and I'm just like, "It's fine," and I will go fetch Venwith. Are you in this room as well, Venwith?
Yeah, I was hanging out with you
Oh.
guys.
Then Venwith, do you have a moment for kind of a group meeting as well?
Sure.
So I will go into the kitchen, lean back on a table. So, I was just talking to Luther, and I believe it would benefit our group rather greatly if I could have some of the gold that we have built up. There are some magical spells that I could learn that could both help us with this situation, and I will point to Lyra, and the
Lyra
situation
points, as
of-
you point to Lyra points back to the pot and says, "Magic."
You are correct. It is magic.
Very good. Yes. Magic pot. Well,
Um,
magic in the pot. The pot isn't magic. If I had a magic pot, that would be something. But no.
The other situation of, I mean, there's plenty of spells I could learn that would help with a lot of different situations. The other one I'm thinking of specifically that would be helpful is possibly being able to send messages via a very long distance. There is a spell that's known as sending.
I
that
thought you
could
had a
also be
bag
helpful.
for sending things.
I do have a bag for sending things. This would be for, let's say, contacting the Fountain V5, or if I'm split and me and Luther and I go to the market, if we need to talk to you, I can then send a message to you guys. Now that would be using a decent chunk of my magical abilities for the day, but it is something I can do.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Something-
I'm
I
failing
just
to
realized
remember-
something. I'm going to
What?
end our conversation here just for a second because I want to just highlight something. So for those who are in the channel,
Yeah.
you can see, I don't know if you guys can see the playlists or not, but for those who are watching on the stream, I have, a number of songs from the playlist and then the source. Well, the one song that we have here, Ouroboros by Alexander Nakarada, it's in the playlist, and I kept trying to figure out why the playlist was stopping when the song ended, but the playlist wasn't stopping. It was looking like it was getting hung up. So it wasn't moving forward, right? I don't know how this is done, and I'm sure somebody will, and maybe somebody will even say in the comments. The MP3 for the song Ouroboros does not have an ending time.
Oh.
The MP3 for Ouroboros is in fact an infinite loop of an MP3 at the end of the track, so it never ends because it loops back around on itself.
Sometimes there's some weird problems with MIDI files that time gets wonky.
Right.
I wonder
Like
if it's something similar.
Well, yes, except it was done intentionally so that the track titled Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, would never actually end, because an Ouroboros never actually ends.
Even
Which
though the
also
music
means I'm
does.
going to have to pull that one out of the list because it's pissing me off that I have to keep
Unfortunately,
resetting it.
That's kind of annoying.
It's really pretty though. It's a shame.
But I just wanted to point that out. And, if this ever gets back to Alexander Nakaranda, kudos, sir. Kudos.
You wanted to applaud him for the.
Yeah, that was
Well done.
well done.
That was clever.
So those are two spells that I think could be helpful. Obviously, there's another one that I know the Arcanology really likes, that allows the delving in of kind of the lore of certain items that I would love to have as well. But again, I don't want to. These are going to be very pricely investments if we decide to do so. I mean, it will cost a lot.
And
So
it hasn't been nearly as long in game as it has out of game. What were those two weird paired wands or something we had?
The wands
Wands
of
of signaling. Yeah, we still have those, but they're line of sight only.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
you still have those, and Ace isn't
Gotcha.
allowed to use them because he sets things on fire.
Yeah, he set thing on fire. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we could
I
sell.
was like, I know I
those.
remember that in game, but he was talking about communication, and there was like this vague connection in
And
my
again,
head.
I mean, we don't. The sending is more for, hey, we're under attack, come help us, or something that we need to get a message to somebody. That's the only way I know of, besides shooting up a flare or walking with a flag in our hands. So I want to leave that up to you guys. From what I see, if I just pick up the ability to the spell tongues, which would allow me to speak with whoever, no matter their language, and the spell sending, we're looking at almost, what did I say? We're looking at exactly 2,000 gold.
Just for those two spells.
Just for those
Basically
two
all of the
spells.
money we have.
If we also, if we are interested in doing that lore one as well, that's another 400 on top of that.
We are here to learn a lot about the stuff that was going on, so lore make a lot of sense too. Right now
For
we
those who
have-
don't know, because it's something that Ace and I have discussed a lot more than with anybody else, lore, aka lesser lore, is a spell that we have created to be a second level, more limited version of legend lore, so that players can get access to information about items before having to wait to get to 13th level to do it.
It allows us, now it's something where I have to physically be looking at the object, and it gives me less information than legend lore does, because legend lore, you just have to know about it and you can learn about it.
Yeah, you have to have
But-
heard about a thing once at some time, and then you can legend lore the thing that you heard about to get more information
Learn
about
more
it.
information.
And then you can use the more information that you got from legend lore to do a better legend lore that gets you perfect information. Which means if you once heard about that thing that one person once did one time, that Johnny's Billy's, the Johnny's cousin's aunt's uncle's roommate from college told him about, you can somehow find out all the information about that artifact.
Right.
This one doesn't do that, but it also means you don't have to wait until you can cast 5th level spells to be able to get information about
Right.
things
That's
in your
only a
possession,
second level
which
stuff.
was
So I can-
weird.
Version.
So I can look up a lot. Like I can learn about a lot of these items that we have that might have something behind them. But again,
Al-
that's $400 down the drain.
Also, I'm bouncing around a bit, but had I was not close enough to hear the initial discussion when you were trying to talk to Lyra. Did we discuss at any point what languages you already tried to talk to her with?
Well, we tried. I know I tried. I think everyone tried what they have.
I didn't. I wasn't in the initial conversation,
So
and I
I've
don't know
done-
what language we tried.
Peggy will go.
Oh, go ahead,
got-
Peggy.
I turned to Lyra and Brian Sullivan just for shit, because it's the only one I have that y'all don't.
What was any of that?
Sullivan, the plant language?
Sylvan. Okay.
Sylvan, yes.
No.
So I-
No.
so
And we
actually-
tried, we
I
tried
actually-
common.
Yes.
And we
I
tried
actually
abyssal.
when you say something in Sylvan, I'll actually respond. Oh, by the way, I can speak this as well.
Hey, then why didn't you try it that one first time?
Sorry, I don't know if I did or not. I might have let you do it. I don't remember, to be honest, at this
okay.
point.
And we tried abyssal.
Yes.
So we tried Abyssal, Celestial, Common,
Celestial,
Sylvan, and
Common,
Infernal. Those
Infernal,
are the ones I
okay.
know, and I know I tried those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elvish and
Making sure
Giant
all-
were the other ones that I have
Elvis
tried.
and Giant.
There you go.
Okay. And we did try all of them.
Yes.
Okay.
I
Just
did.
making sure because I wasn't in the original conversation. So
I'm pretty
think-
sure the only language that she speaks is Null.
I mean, she could
Oh.
speak to the Conic for all we know,
Well-
but
Technically, did we try that with her, or did we just try it with Knowles? Because I think we technically just tried it with Knowles.
I walked up to her and said hello in every language that I had, and she looked
yeah,
at us
Luther
confused.
did.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay,
anyone
I
else.
will
did.
quickly rattle out from those 5 languages. Hello, can you understand this? Can you understand this? Can you understand this? I'm assuming nothing.
She says casts magic.
Cast magic. Wonderful. We're getting there.
yes, Cass is a magic man. I hand her another scrap of turkey because she's learning very quickly. It's very good, yes. Good job. All right. Oh,
So, I'm leaving this in your hands. Again, if we get all 3 spells, we're looking at probably around 2,400 gold, give or take a bit.
Mickey is okay with doing this. We are getting more coin from the Fountain View 5 for the turn of their own set of mounts, so it's not like we don't have more income coming in.
Then, do you have anything to say?
It would be hypocritical of me to say anything negative because you were all prepared to spend a lot of money on armor for me.
It's just that you've got nice stuff right now.
I
but you can
mean,
do
that's
better.
fair.
Now I do have, and I will pull out the bag of holding and start taking things out. So, and I will put on the table now. And as I'm doing that, I'll say, now, obviously, if anybody wants any of this, please take it. But if nobody's wanting any of this, Luther does have an eye for how much things should cost. Maybe we can make some money off of this. Okay, so I will kind of go over real quick what we have to sell if we want to sell them. So we have the Hat of Vermin. We have...
Well, actually, since we actually even just broke, we're just going to start that with the next segment because we're a little bit over an hour,
Okay.
so we're probably just going to stop
That
this here.
works.
So that's going to be the end of the first part now that everybody's back to the base, and we will continue this conversation going forward in just a minute if you're in Twitch. Otherwise, you'll see it next week. In the meantime, I want to thank all of our wonderful players, Lost Without a Trace, Scorched Ace 97, Ari Cypress Everly, Greymane Gaming, Luther 56. There have been some internet connections tonight, so I want to thank everybody in Twitch that's managing to stick around and see as much as they can see. I promise when this goes up on YouTube, it'll be a lot smoother because that's all one-sided recording instead of being sent. You guys know how this works. Anyway, thank you all very much. I hope that you have had fun. Everybody, thank you very much for being here. And we're going to do Crazy Waves, and we're going to end the first recording. Everybody in chat, say bye.
Ah.